welcome back.
That was my job. Welcome back to Gamer's Guide to the Galaxy.
I can go back to being away so you can...
Welcome back to Gamer's Guide to the Galaxy, the show where
everything's made up.
On this episode, everything goes wrong.
And we talk about all things gaming.
Yes.
Where you can follow us in the chat way over here now instead of over here because...
It used to be over here, but now it's way over there.
Because we rearranged everything.
And then the camera went flying and ghosts showed up.
And we're not going back on that tangent, Adam.
Oh, God. Still a little scared, guys. Okay. Anyways.
So, when we last left off, we talked about the Halo 5 beta.
Yep.
And pretty much Destiny. And before that, we were talking about net neutrality.
Yep.
And all the scariness with that. Too spooky. Hashtag too spooky. And we kind of alluded to our next topic, which was Borderlands. Borderlands pre-sequel, to be exact. Currently, it got a brand new DLC, adding a new character named Lady Hammerlock.
Yes.
Which is Hammerlock's sister. Which Hammerlock is a crazy character in Borderlands.
Yeah.
She's a sniper class. I kind of give her a sniper class, which is awesome. I've been playing it, having a lot of fun. But the more important topic that happened with Borderlands recently is it's getting a port to Xbox One and PS4. And I have lovely feelings about this, but I have aggravated feelings why I didn't just do this in the first place.
Yeah, their original, when it originally came out on the older systems, they said, well, we started making the game before Xbox One and PS4, so we're just going to put it out for 360 and PS3 and PC, and that's it. And that was and people applauded them for it, like, bravo, you're not, changing, you're just going to put out a great game rather than rush to, get a port out of it or whatever. Yeah. And now they're...
Well, also, in a recent interview with IGN, I think it was, one of the game devs was talking about it, and he mentioned that what they did for Borderlands pre-sequel is they didn't want to make the next Borderlands game yet because they didn't have the new system. And what they wanted to do is pretty much take people's major ideas. Like, their major trailer for Borderlands 2 featured the moon base, and everyone was like, oh, can we go to the moon base? Can we go to the moon base? Can we go to the moon base? And we're going to that moon base thing? What is that thing in the sky? What is that big base? Are we going there? And you didn't go there in that Borderlands 2. Yeah, it's like a big troll. So, and they're like, sorry guys, you don't go to the moon base. Ever.
We were sorry.
So pretty much it listened to fan feedback, and they gave them the stuff that they wanted to see.
Like a moon base?
Yeah.
Like a moon base.
This is...
And also kind of like Handsome Jack's origin story. Because Handsome Jack was kind of, I believe, a character that they released just in Borderlands 2. And never really gave any backstory on, just that he's an evil kind of dick.
Yeah, that was... Your introduction to him is just basically him saying, I'm an evil dick.
Pretty much. So... They give a lot of backstory on him, and actually, the backstory on that is fantastic. He's a very likable character at first, even though he still has those subtle dickish hints. And then you see him slowly devolve, and then rapidly just plunge into madness, which is freaking fantastic to see. And the storyline is very sweet. So I'm very glad that they ported it over. And I understand why they didn't at first, but now I have to buy for two different versions of the game.
Yeah, that's... My problem is I already got the game, and now I have to think, do I really want to get the game for next gen?
Well, Borderlands on the PC is next gen looking.
Yeah.
That has next gen's capabilities. But my problem is the only person I can play Borderlands with is you, and one person in California.
Oh, I'm so glad that's such a horrible thing for you.
Well, not horrible, but I like playing these types of games. Like after I beat the main story and stuff, I like replaying it with my friends. Like I want to do.
That's why you wanted me to get Borderlands. I see. So you can increase the number of people playing.
Oh, but sometimes playing with him is not that. It's not as fun as you think it is because he just goes in and kills everything, and then you come up behind oh, everyone's already dead.
Well, that's with you because you were a lower level than I was playing on my main account. I now have 6 characters, so I can play out at the same level as you are.
Okay.
But I still will snipe everything and kill them. But anyways.
I'll just be claptrapping, I'll just start giving you random weapons.
Oh god, that sucked.
God damn it, Adam. It's the greatest thing ever. I just heard, God damn it, Adam.
Can't stop firing. But, well, another reason why Borderlands is Excuse you. The reason why I want Borderlands with friends is because the game gets harder the more people that are in it.
That was the ghost, by the way.
It was spooky, too spooky. Anyways,
Spooky ghost.
stop. Moving on. Moving on to the ghost. You're gonna see the door. Hope it stops. Anyways, so my major thing with it was, it gives rare drops. The bosses are harder, and it's also a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Playing with our friends is really, one of the major reasons why we do play video games. And I could see, Adam being claptrap, you and me getting very angry at Adam for being claptrap, and just pretty much screwing up us. And then you being like a siren controlling the ebb and flow of the fight, while I'm a sniper in the background just picking people off, watching Adam die. You see, like, this sounds like us in a game.
Can you actually snipe Adam off?
I might. There might be a perk that I can do that.
Sweet.
But you know what I mean? Like, I like those dynamics because I know that one of my other friends that I have in mind for this game, we would actually do dual snipers in that game with a shoddy sniper kind of combo going, and it would be a lot of fun. But because he has only an Xbox One and not a good powerful gaming PC, I can't do that unless I buy another copy. So I really wish they released it first, but I'm glad to hear that they're finally doing it. At least it gives me the option to do it now.
Yeah, I guess, but I hate it when they release the game, and then a year later, oh yeah, we're gonna put it out on the next gen now. They did it with GTA 5, now they're doing it with Borderlands. It's just a slippery slope from there.
What they really need to do is
Did it
just
with
release a
Titanfall.
game that's compatible on all systems, so you can play with anyone on it from any system.
Oh, you mean
cross-platform gaming?
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
I know. Like,
that only made sense, 10 years ago? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if gamers are ready for that. I don't think that PS4 controllers and Xbox controllers are similar enough nowadays.
Did I just open up a whole mess here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure everyone in the world wants this.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know that. I know it. I know it.
Except for
You know it. Meg knows it.
the game companies.
The Ghost knows it.
The Ghost knows it.
Yeah.
Adam doesn't, but that's fine.
No, you're not spooky enough. No, Adam.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I thought we were going to totally different direction.
I thought.
No, guys. I can't take my shirt off. I'll get
Christ is
pranked
inverted.
again, okay?
That's why we were saying no. Don't do it.
You're just worried that they're gonna, release that auto trank or just like a Gatling gun, a trank dart just come flying in.
That actually sounds like a really beast weapon. It would be Borderlands.
It would be a Borderlands weapon.
But
Tranquilizer Gatling gun.
I think this is one of the areas of gaming that we still have a lot to improve on. We've come a very long way in gaming. Multiplayer, great communities. Working on being together and playing together, not jerks on the internet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten there yet.
We haven't. Yeah, we
I
haven't
know.
quite
We're
gotten
working
there.
on it. We're working on it. I'm
Me
saying.
and you playing League on the weekend was proof of that, actually.
Listen, I was feeling salty. I was feeling real salty this weekend. No, I will explain to you what I said. I was feeling salty.
That was hilarious.
Oh boy.
So, but I think that's one of the bigger things that as gamers and as a gaming industry that we still have to work on is getting past our petty differences. Like, oh, well, I like Xbox One, PS4 sucks. Like that whole thing needs to go away. And if, for example, the first cross-platform game, I don't care what it is, I'm playing it.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care if it's a horror, thriller, action game.
My Little Pony.
I'll play the shit out of that game. I hate My Little Pony.
Not only will he play it, we'll all play it.
No,
Live.
Yep.
No.
You know why?
I refuse.
It'll be crass.
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 Yeah, that's
Cross
easy.
platform. All the way back to Sega Genesis, so you can play Sega Genesis.
He's sitting there playing this game with 16-bit. Yay!
Well, that would be impressive considering Sega Genesis has no internet capabilities whatsoever.
Fine, we'll go with
No, it's Sega Genesis.
Sega
Go all the way back to Sega
I-
Genesis.
You know what? If we went all the way back to Sega Genesis, I would play it just because that's really cool.
You gotta buy this weird thing that goes in.
This is a brony.
No.
Okay.
Because I hate My Little Pony too.
I don't
Good.
understand My Little Pony.
But
I just know that friendship is apparently magic.
You know exactly more than I do,
Exactly.
which is actually disturbing. Have you been watching My Little Pony?
Only once in a while.
Listen, Lily watches My Little Pony, and I still don't know anything about that show.
You don't know the title of it?
I know My Little Pony. That's it.
That's all I know too.
Wow, people. Come on.
Also, Rainbow Dash. I know that's a thing.
Wait, what the hell? What the hell?
What?
Rainbow Dash. That's all I know.
Is that like Care Bear Stare?
I don't know. It's Rainbow Dash.
So, I know the title. He knows Rainbow Dash.
That's all I know. I don't know that's a character. I don't know that's a thing they do. I don't know that's like the Kamehameha of My Little Pony. I don't know.
No.
Rainbow Dash.
Nothing's gonna beat the Care Bear Stare,
You're trying to set
but
me up for that joke, aren't you?
Yeah, it kind of was.
Care Bear Stare.
So I was hoping you'd be like, Rainbow Dash!
No.
Can you like a little Fruster Dot over there?
What?
Can you do like a little Fruster Dot? No? No?
Can someone please explain to me real quick what the whole purpose of the Care Bear Stare is? Because they just go like this, and then the rainbows come out, and then their enemies just get fucked up.
No, they get happy.
No.
Oh, no.
They get fucked up.
They get happily fucked up.
No. They get destroyed.
I have the
There is damage done. Their enemies are a crumple on the floor.
Listen, ready? Playing like 3 letters. LCD or L. I can't even say it.
LSD?
Thank you. I said LCD. Go thinking. I'm looking at this television. Like, is that an LCD TV?
No, this is actually an LED TV.
And then I started going like,
Okay.
LSD is what it is.
Moving on.
Moving on to more acronyms that I'm probably not gonna be able to do.
Yes. EA. What can we say about EA? Well,
We could
They
talk
suck.
about EA for hours.
yes,
But this time in
this
particular,
is because recently they released their their profits for the year of 2014, and they did really, really good, like horribly good.
which we briefly mentioned, and you're really shocked at, and we're not.
And it's not that I'm shocked. It's just that everyone online, what company do you hate? EA. What company do you hate? EA.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then EA
Let's-
does great.
Let's back it up to 2011, 2012. What company do you hate? EA. What company do you hate? EA. But guess who still does well? EA.
They weren't doing as good though.
Yeah, but since then, EA has made a lot of next-gen games.
It's actually 2014 was like the first year they were doing amazingly good in a while.
Again, though, that's the next-gen came out, and a lot of people bought next-gen games just to have games for next-gen.
Yeah.
And while that happened, they also did change a few things. Like, there's a lot less integration with their own stuff. So they did make improvements on some of the stuff they were commenting on. They still suck, and they're still the worst company in gaming. But, like, for example...
EA themselves is the worst company in gaming. Their subdivisions, though, seem to be really good.
Quick vote. Which is worse? EA? Comcast. Go.
Throw Ubisoft in there.
No.
Throw-
That's not even in
EA,
competition.
Comcast.
That's not even
Go.
competition. Ubisoft?
Okay, Ubisoft is slowly becoming the next EA, you know.
Yeah, I know, but they're not in
EA,
competition.
Comcast. Go.
Well, the vote actually they did the vote, I think, like 2 years ago, and they said EA, Comcast, then Time Warner, 3 worst companies in America by Consumer Reports.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that order.
But I mean, do you agree with that now, or?
Do I agree?
Yeah, I actually do. Personally.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have or play a lot of EA games.
I mean, generally, I don't know it's EA games. I pick it up and it goes, EA. I'm like, oh, goodness. And then what happens is the slew of log into this to play, log into that to play. You didn't buy this game. And I'm like,
But
it's a physical media disc.
did you... Here's something I did not actually know, and I don't know why I didn't know. Maybe I'm just living under a rock. BioWare is part of EA.
Yeah,
I had no idea when I bought Dragon Age about that.
yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't have influenced my decision to buy Dragon Age. I just had no idea.
But did this report also include BioWare as...
It's EA, because BioWare is a subdivision. It's
Okay,
just
so-
EA.
EA is an evil company, but it still has good subdivisions.
Yeah, like BioWare.
So, you know, I mean, think about all the games that are subdivisioned out of EA that released the next gen that was actually good this year, or decent enough to make it a purchase. Fallout, or not Fallout? What was it? The one that you bought that I didn't for PS4. Crap.
Launch.
The one that you got on launch.
When I got on launch.
Yeah. Remember you had one game, you beat it in like 2 minutes.
Oh, Killzone.
Yeah, decent game. Bought it.
Oh, yeah.
Probably a subdivision of EA.
Let's check that.
everyone bought it. You know what I mean?
Everyone
But
bought it.
It's a scenario like that where that's how they're doing super well this year. They're going to do well every year because they're a major gaming company, and they have tons of subdivisions. And even if they're evil, if you see a game that you generally would like and hope that is good, you'll still try it, even if it's a EA made.
Yeah, I guess.
Because at the end of the day, you still have to give it a chance.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're pumped, and you gotta do it. So, moving on from EAs and their 40% of general growth coming from DLC.
Yeah, 40% of their profits from 2014 were DLC alone.
Wasn't that the entire point of this?
Yes,
It was.
That's another thing I wanted to bring up. Why do everyone, I hate DLC. And then EA's like, oh yeah, 40% of our profits was made just purely off DLC.
Because people don't hate DLC as much as they say they do.
No, I'm sure they do hate it, but it's one of those things where you still have to. Like, we grudgingly go to work every day.
But you don't have to.
I'm going to say this.
Yeah, you do.
No.
You don't
You have fun in the gutter not eating today.
You don't have to buy, you have to go to work. You don't have to buy DLC.
Okay.
Like, what's forcing you to buy the DLC, Jacob?
My addiction to the game.
Okay, what EA game are you so addicted to that you'd buy DLC?
I don't know, because I don't know if I have an EA game, because they don't check. To be perfectly honest.
Who's 2K?
THQ.
Okay.
Which might be a subdivision.
Which might be a subdivision.
Yeah.
Or, you know,
It's a subdivision within a subdivision within a subdivision.
That's possible.
No wonder we don't recognize it's EA.
But, like, stuff like that happens where, like, I buy all of Borderlands DLC. I always do.
One day we're just going to find out that all game companies are actually a subdivision of EA.
I feel it is necessary to look this up about 2K because I'm curious.
Yeah, I didn't know 2K made Borderlands because 2K was mostly known for making those sports games.
Oh, no. Dude, that logo of 2K, that's stuck in my brain.
I never noticed.
Because it's 2K, and then it stuck with the game.
I subconsciously must have just thought that was like an advertisement or something. Oh, 2K must be paying them for this.
But you know what I mean? Like, that kind of mentality. And also, a lot of these games break if you don't have DLC. You can't play multiplayer anymore. And for somebody like, for example, playing Modern Warfare 87, whatever one they're on.
EA is Battlefield.
Take-Two Interactive. And Take-Two Interactive is...
Bioshock, right? No?
Yep, Bioshock series.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, we should probably keep talking while he does this.
Yes,
you should.
Keep
going.
Pretty much, you know what I mean, there is sort of an addiction here. Just like, you don't have to have that coffee every day, but you'd like to. Not you particularly, because I don't think you drink that much coffee.
No.
But you know what I mean? People have to drink coffee after a while. And they don't care how crappy it is. At some points.
There's and...
No, Take-Two is the main holder.
Okay.
They also hold Rockstar games.
Okay. So
Take-Two seems to be a great company then. Yeah. Bioshock, they got Rockstar, so they got the Grand Theft Auto series. Civilization. And then they got, 2K and you got Borderlands.
Imagine all the... Okay, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the same company that made Grand Theft Auto made... What am I thinking of? I just got Gat Out of Hell. Was the newest DLC for it.
No, they didn't make Saints Row.
Okay. But even Saints Row. How much DLC is that game? You hate DLC, but you get it because it's fun.
Mm.
You know what I mean? At some point, you have to get... You don't have to, but most people get the DLC because they like that game and they want a continuation of that game.
I don't play DLC.
I know, you have a real big stance against DLC.
I just don't really see the point. It's not part of the original game. Why am I paying a bunch of money for something that's going to be really short and really pathetic?
Technically, they used to do this before, but it used to come as a separate disc.
Yeah.
There's StarCraft and then there's Brood War.
I know. I got one for them.
But that's an expansion. That's not the same thing. It's a totally different game built off the original. It's not a DLC.
Try to install Brood War without installing StarCraft.
You got this? All right, here we go.
The Knuckles expansion.
The Knuckles expansion.
Sega Genesis. You plug it in. You put it in. You just.
That was
arguably. But there was a reason why they released that though. It was because they couldn't meet their deadline in time, and instead of expanding the deadline like they should have, They said, "Oh, let's split it into 2 games."
So they're pulling Azura's Wrath.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's still just because you can't download it doesn't mean.
But it wasn't.
What it did is it added a character. Added 1 character.
No, it added a whole bunch of levels.
Okay.
Like half the game.
Touche. But I can go back to Borderlands on that. I know I go back to Borderlands for DLC all the time, but Borderlands DLC, the new one, it added in a bunch of levels. Actually, 72 levels.
Okay.
Up to 72, and added a new character.
Just because some companies do DLC right
Touche.
doesn't mean all companies do.
I'm not.
And I follow the in general rule of not downloading DLCs. There are exceptions to my rule.
Okay. I wanted to make sure that you weren't going to be like, no DLCs.
No. In general, I think DLCs suck.
Yeah.
Well,
but
you don't want to spend...
Whenever I blatantly say something, like if I say DLCs suck, what I really mean is in general DLCs suck.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't want to buy some colors palette swaps? You don't want them?
No.
They're
just
$2 per character.
Just like you're talking about skins in League, and you're like, oh, you'll love skins. No, I don't care about skins in League.
I'm not saying that you have to buy them. I'm saying you would probably appreciate the visual aspect of that skin.
I care about the mechanics, not...
Oh, I'm not saying you care about them. I'm saying you would like the aesthetic look.
I don't give a damn.
I'm not saying you have to buy them. I'm saying you can look at them.
Sure, but I'm not going to buy them because
and
it's stupid.
We do have the fact that the one Last of Us DLC, the story DLC that they released, was extremely good. It was a few hours, 4 or 5 hours of gameplay, I think, and
so
made me cry.
Testers.
Okay, that's fine. You guys can test DLCs and let me know which ones are good.
Yeah. Actually, if you go to the YouTube page and you find that DLC, you'll watch the whole thing. You'll see me actually just turn the camera off and walk away.
What's that YouTube page again? I forget. What's the URL?
Is it youtube.com/GameSpectrumsTV?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what it was. Yeah.
So go
that
there.
Is some shameless plugging right there.
So go there.
It's our own show. We can plug our own channel if we want to.
So go there, watch the Last of Us DLC. Find that part where I just had to walk away because that was great.
By the way, you ruined the effect.
I know, but that was horrible. Wow, that was so blatantly sheepish.
Okay, we got a couple minutes left, so I think we can quickly discuss Nintendo's new take on using their products for your YouTube channel and your Twitch stream.
Nintendo sucks.
You want me to explain?
Mount St. Chris is about to explode.
Okay. Well, here. Just rest there, okay? Let me explain. Nintendo's decided that we can use their games for our YouTube channels and our Twitch channels, and we can have a whole channel dedicated to them, or we can have single videos dedicated to it. There's a catch. While YouTube takes a portion of the money that you would make on YouTube, Nintendo would then take 34% of the money that you have left for their own game. And this is, across the board on wherever you put your Nintendo video. This is just the way they're going to do it, they said. Now, Chris ran into some troubles before when we first started doing this, in which he was streaming Ocarina of Time,
yep.
And he was putting it on YouTube,
yep.
And he did not activate monetization or anything. He just had it on YouTube for people to watch, and he went and checked, and there were ads running because Nintendo decided that if it has Nintendo products in the video, they should get the revenue, not you. So they put their ads on.
Yep.
So the backlash from this was a lot of YouTubers, a lot of streamers stopped playing Nintendo games.
Ourselves included, for a while.
Yeah,
ourselves included. We weren't doing it. I stopped playing Ocarina of Time. I said, you know what? We're not finishing the Ocarina of Time Let's Play because Nintendo pissed me off.
Yeah. So
we recently started playing again when Smash Fight Club came out.
Smash Fight Club, and
I'm not sure that I'm going to be streaming that anymore.
Well, it doesn't affect us because
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Nintendo
can screw off.
Yeah.
I'm avoiding the word that's written there, by the way.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. And
very good job.
Here's the problem. Nowadays, a lot of games get popular not because of their advertisement, not because they're the greatest games in the world. It's because people like us and people much more popular than us.
They're saying not people like us.
I think we're really popular. I don't know. We've got all 300 viewers right now. It's amazing.
Well, just anyone who puts a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Anyone who plays games on YouTube. They play these games, they put it on YouTube, and it's free advertisement for that game. That's why so many indie games get popular. That's why so many, AAA games, their sales, start to increase after a week or two of the game being out already.
Yeah.
It's because people check online to watch someone play and go, oh, that game looks good. Nintendo, when they first did that, their sales plummeted because no one was seeing Nintendo games anywhere.
Yeah. Also, I don't understand this from a monopoly standpoint. Not monopoly, but monetization standpoint.
A company standpoint, either. Yeah. Just any company.
Because you pay millions of dollars for them to see an ad that we're not listening to. You know what I mean? We don't care about your ads.
You see 5 seconds of it.
No, your ads are mom and dad playing Wii tennis. I don't care.
Not even that. I'm literally just zoned in on that countdown on that skip button until it hits 0, and then I'm skipping you as soon as I can. I don't care.
I do that.
I recognize that they need those ads to pay for YouTube, but I don't care. You know what I mean? If I watch one of my favorite YouTubers or one of my favorite streamers play that game, I will watch the entire video and I will make a judgment whether or not I think that game's cool or not, and then from that point on, I will determine whether or not I continue to consume content on that game.
Yep.
So to say that almost no YouTuber anymore or no streamers that stream your game anymore, that is a huge advertising and marketing hit for you.
Mm-hmm. And I bet you we're going to start seeing this start to drop off.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people have been playing Smash a lot.
It was the #1
Bye,
game.
Smash. Goodbye.
I'm still going to play your product, but I'm not going to.
Oh yeah.
I'll
play the game.
I'm not going to freely advertise it for you.
Right.
You just want to take money from me for doing it.
Yeah.
Right, and I don't care that we're not currently making money off it. We may eventually be making money streaming games. Furthermore, I support fellow streamers that do make money off the games.
Yeah.
The people, the Let's Players on YouTube and the streamers on Twitch, they do this for a living. They need that money. I know some of them, like PewDiePie, are making millions of dollars a year, but others are not making that much. Others are making probably the same amount that I make at my job. And they put in a lot more work to this because it's hours a day of recording and then hours a day of editing.
And God forbid you lose some footage or that footage is not usable.
Yeah, God forbid if you record for 5 hours and find out that the camera wasn't working right.
Or the sound doesn't work.
Oh yeah, the sound doesn't work. That was a great. That was a 15 minutes.
That's why I recently got a new set of headphones so I can hear myself talking into my microphone.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Nice. But what a lot of people don't realize about streamers and video creators and content creators in general is, especially when gaming, you can play a game for 18 hours straight and get no usable footage out of it. And at that point, your favorite game just became your worst favorite game, your least favorite game, because you've played the hell out of it. And then you have to go back on all your progress just to get that same clip again.
Yep.
So to do something like, oh, well, that Nintendo game that you just streamed, we're going to take all your money when you worked probably 9, 10, 12 hours on it.
And they just, all they did was find out it was on YouTube and took it.
Through an automated system.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they didn't.
Yeah, they're not even doing work. They're just
reaping all the benefits.
Yep.
Let's just be honest. They are literally Scrooge McDuck diving into the pot of gold.
So Nintendo, EA.
Yeah.
No context. EA. Nintendo releases good content and they're great for content creators and they're very inspiring. They just probably are in a monetary pit right now and they're making bad decisions.
But they're not. They have so much money.
But they have to.
But they're not making money.
They're not making more.
They're not making more because they're not doing smart things. But they have so much money that they can have like horrible deficits of dozens of millions of dollars every year and still be fine.
They have about 2 more years of that and they're broke.
No, they got more than that. Trust me.
No, I've seen recent statistics. It's about 2 or 3 years of that and then they're broke. Sorry. But we're a little bit over, so I think it's about time that we wrap this up. Sorry for all the mistakes tonight, from the title to the camera falling and our lighting situation.
You know what? We never introduced ourselves.
You did.
Did we? Did we actually say
Oh, no, we didn't.
No, we introduced the show. We never introduced ourselves.
So remember, that's Chris. This is Jacob, and I'm Fuzzy.
And this is the sun.
Yes.
And we're out of here.